Okay. And we have a wonderful show for you. Our panelist is Ryan Tacata. He is a performance maker, educator, and scholar. And he has two special guests with him, Sophia Watson and Sarah E. Lauzen. The discussion today is going to be Artists and Elders, a joint project of the Experimental Performance Initiative and Court Theater at the University of Chicago. Welcome, Ryan.
Hi, thank you so much for having us.
Oh, great. Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing with this theater production? This sounds incredible.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. I'm a part of an artist collaborative called For You with two other artists based in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's Erica Chongshak and Rowena Ritchie. And for the past few years or so, we've been making performances that consider two things. One, performance making as gift giving, like what is it to make a performance for another person as a gift and give it to them as a gift. And then we're also really inspired to bring strangers together for intimate, bizarre, romantic, exciting encounters. And
that sounds interesting.
I would say, and we could say more about that too, but for the artists and elders, at the end of spring, around, during a number of shelter-in-place ordinances that popped up due to COVID-19, we started to think about working with two groups, artists and elders, who were experiencing isolation maybe in shared or different ways. And so we became something of a matchmaking service. And we, contacted a lot of our artist friends who, were out of work, who couldn't, go to the studio, make work with friends and work in ensembles, you name it. And then a lot of our elders in our lives who, are at a higher risk for infection from COVID-19, but we're also experiencing isolation in different ways. And we just wanted to pair all of our friends together and inspire some creative exchange. And so we've been doing that since about March. And then we were invited to come and work with Court Theater and some artists based in Chicago, and to work with some elders based in Chicago and make those pairings. And yeah, that's what we're here to talk to you about today.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, and I know you have two guests with you, Sophia Watson and Sarah E. Lauzen. Maybe you can, tell us a little bit about what they are doing as far as participation in the Arts and Elders Project.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. So we were lucky enough to be put in contact with the Hyde Park Art Center through Gregory Smith, who works there. And there's a Thursday salon of older adult artists that we were connected with. And so we met Sophia and Sarah through that salon. And Sophia Watson, who is a brilliant and creative retired public school teacher and seasoned traveler, is one of the elders participating in our project. And Sarah Lauzen, who was a past editor of the Chicago Review and taught modern and postmodern literature at the University of Chicago, one of the other participants. And we have 10 elders that are participating in this project.
Oh, 10. Oh, yeah.
We paired Sophia with Ben Lamar Gay, who is a really exciting Chicago-based experimental composer and musician. And we paired Sarah with Mark Jeffrey, who is sort of a Chicago darling and well-known performance artist based in Chicago, and performed for the legendary Goat Island Theater performance group, and has his own company called Adam R. And hopefully we can hear a little bit from Sophia and Sarah about what they got up to in their own pairings.
Okay, Sophia, tell me, what was your experience like? What happened when you took on this project and participated in the Artist and Elder Project?
Oh, it has been very enriching and educational. Mr. Gay, of course, as you know, is an artist, and just meeting with him every week and kind of learning a lot about what he does and his experiences in Brazil. He's lived for a long time in Brazil. Oh. And that was like a whole world opened up to me to hear about his experiences there all about the people and the culture. And I'm one that loves to, when my resources are available, travel, but I've never been to Brazil. But now that I have had this experience of being in the company on Zoom with Mr. Lamar, I am planning, hopefully when things get better, to go to Brazil.
Oh.
It's just been yeah, go ahead.
No, excellent.
What were you going to say?
No, I think that's really phenomenal. Go ahead.
No. That I was just saying how it's been a very good experience. I had no idea of what to expect when I was asked if I wanted to participate in the program. But I think at this point in my life, I'm open and receptive, and I want to say yes to as much as I possibly can. So I said yes, not knowing exactly what I was getting into. But I'm very happy that I did, because being confined for this period of time has been not the easiest thing for me, because I like getting around. I do many, many things here in the city of Chicago, festivals, museums, you name it. And so the hardest part of all this has been having to be confined. But I'm glad that this program made it a lot easier for me, because it was another opportunity to get to meet someone that I'd never met before and have lots of conversations about travel and other things. So it's been a good experience.
Yeah, so how do you get in contact with them? Do you do it by Zoom, or what is the mechanism that you use to talk?
Yes, I'm one of the seniors that can do the Zooming, and so yes, we were put in contact through the salon group. Salon, we call it our salon on Thursdays. I have been taking classes at the Art Center in Hyde Park.
Oh,
and
yes.
Through that class, some of us decided that we would meet on every Thursday, and talk about various artists. And again, that's been a real eye-opener for me, because I've never known so much about art before in my life. But that is quite a group. And from meeting with that group on Thursdays, I was then introduced to the Artists and Elders program.
Oh, fantastic. And Sarah, what's your experience like? It sounds like you are really deep into this. It was just the explanation that Ryan was given about who you were working with was just amazing to me.
And yeah, I can't even tell you. I feel so lucky to have, been part of this whole process. I mean, it's just a delight. The connecting. So the pandemic, for me, in my life, piggybacked on top of health issues that I have. I have mobility issues. Mm-hmm. I can't, and it's gotten to the point where I can't really walk because I need hip surgery and some other health things. And then COVID hit.
Oh, boy.
So I haven't actually been out of my apartment, which is not a beautiful place, or off the second floor of my building since March at all, or February, except for like 2 dentist appointments. It's just dreary, I mean, I have cats, but, I forgot to mention, I live alone. So this was like a lighthouse or something. It really was. That was like a figure that works right for me, that I didn't know was there, complete stranger, comes in and so friendly and empathetic and interesting and talented. And I know nothing about performance art, but now I do. And we just started talking like we knew each other. It was just fantastic. I've been, he did a Zoom thing for Thanksgiving with friends of his from all over the world. He's originally from England, and he's at the Art Institute now. And I went to that. I actually missed something with our own group, our senior group, because I was at that. But it was it's like a new person. And he brought in a second artist that he's working with, a Hubbard Street dancer. Both of them are movement people. So isn't that nice? I mean, I can't really move, but they're both involved in expressive movement and dancing. And from our talks that we had, we talked met like 2-3 times. Little things were picked up, and he created a performance. They both created a performance based on things that were said, and it. I just I watched it, and I just cried through the whole thing, you know.
So you actually were engaged in the creative process, and you could see it unfolding. That is just...
That seeing that, yeah, that was exciting. I mean, I couldn't, and I mean, I was just sitting here, you know, on Zoom, but they were taking stuff from my life, basically, and putting it in, and there was text in there, words. I'm a writer, and I've been an editor and everything, and wow. I think they took words from my favorite book, and for somebody to go look all of that up, and they also wrote some words. I mean, it was just
amazing
poetry.
That's amazing.
I know, right? Like,
wow.
Are you kidding me? And he has a cat. He has cats, so his little cat was just so curious. What's going on out here? So the cat was part of it.
Yeah, I have a cat at home, so I have a very soft place in my heart for them. But that's really phenomenal. One of the things that we're missing, because you were just mentioning how the social isolation. Social isolation. Just because you have social distancing doesn't mean social social isolation. It doesn't mean social disconnection. And this seems like it's actually bridging that, right?
Absolutely. See, a bridge. That's absolutely it. A bridge. And that's what, it was so alive. I have Zoom meetings because I'm a facilitator for Smart Recovery, which is a recovery organization that's science-based. So I run Zoom meetings for people who have some addiction problems or some behavior they want to change.
Yes.
But that's different because it's just different.
And
then we have our stuff.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm. And you have your stuff. What you're saying?
Oh, the Hyde Park Arts Center, of course, where all this came from, and Gregory, and I'm so fortunate that I started going there just a couple of years ago. I hadn't done any. I'm a writer, and I have blocks. I don't. I expect to write perfect things because I was an editor and a literary agent and a publisher, so I know what is publishable. So I stop myself a lot, and I'm trying to get over that because I do a lot of stuff that's finished. Just go ahead, So I thought, let me go try to do something tactile, visual art, collage, something. And I had a great instructor there, Rhonda Wheatley, and I love meeting the people. That's what I miss, too, is going to the studios over there and seeing everyone and hanging out, But this is the best next thing.
Yeah, because that Arts Institute is next to 51st and Cornell, I believe, right? It's near a gas station over there.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it's next to the gas station there.
Yeah, that's a very beautiful building, too, with the murals they have on the wall outside. But, one of the things that really came to my mind when you were talking, both yourself and Sophia, was that there seems to be a lack of arts in our lives, that not just due to COVID itself, but that this is something that could be extended beyond just that time period. And usually these programs are the first ones to be cut in schools, and it's really a shame because the arts are the things that we live for, right? And it brings so much fulfillment and enjoyment in our lives. So these kinds of programs really need to be strongly supported.
Yeah, they're what, like I said, it's like having light and movement for me, and the rest is very, very hard for me. I mean, getting supplies in during the pandemic has been so much harder because everyone is trying to order things. So people on disability, such as myself, are having trouble getting the stuff. And my helper quit because she wanted to take care of her family. Well, of course. And my doctors warned me. I mean, my doctor said, minimize the time anyone comes into your apartment. If you both wear masks, you do, and so he really was because of comorbidity, illness and stuff. So it's like, oh, great,
Oh, great.
Anyway, but
I just wanted to piggyback again on the salon group that we decided to put together and meet on Thursday. I've learned so much through that group meeting on Thursday because there are people in there that really have a lot of experience with artists and art, and they share, and we all take turns talking about various artists. The one that I did recently, I did a presentation on Bisa Butler, and her exhibit is at the Art Institute right now. Of course, we can't go there, but you can also, I think, see the tour virtually. So it's just been a great experience all the way around for me.
Yeah, what a beautiful bridge.
Same thing.
Okay.
It's a very varied group, all different skills. And some people have been doing photography. They have a career. They've been doing that their whole lives, their profession. And some are just starting. And, we did something on quilting and the G's Bend quilters, which I didn't know anything about, and we did Christo, who rapped, a long time ago, rapped the MCA, and all these people that I never heard of either, so.
Yeah. And it really expands.
So exciting. I mean, with the...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say it's been so exciting to get to know the whole group through this Artists and Elders project, and so much of it is just about, discovering each other in a new and different kind of way. And as you were saying earlier, around that social distancing doesn't need to be social isolation. I think that someone like Jamil Zaki, who's a psychologist, has suggested that the phrasing was wrong from the beginning. That we should actually think about distant socializing, right? New other ways of socializing in a moment when we can't be with each other. So Artists and Elders is this really great way for us to bridge that disconnect in this way, right? To sort of reach out and see how people are getting on through creative exchange, through a creative process of creating something together, and that's been really exciting, and it's been really fun for us to get to know this incredible group of elders from Hyde Park, from the salon. And I just wanted to say, if any of the listeners are interested in seeing some of these projects, they can go to a couple of places to see what those exchanges have looked like, right? Because it might sound a little abstract, but they can go to our website, which is www.foryou.productions, or they can go to www.courttheater.org to see some documentation of these creative exchanges. And I'll say that on December 10th, at 7 p.m. CST, we are hosting an online event to sort of mark the opening of these virtual galleries, which will be a conversation with folks from Court Theater, from the Experimental Performance Initiative, from some of the artists will be there to sort of talk about the project a little bit more. And you can register for that for free at courttheater.org.
Okay, so courttheater.org, and then also www.foryouproductions, you said, .org?
foryou.productions, www.foryou.productions.
Okay, is that the FORYOU, or is it a letter 4 U?
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, so www.foryou.productions, PRODUCTIONS.
Okay, great.
And again, these are what you'll find there are these little video excerpts from each of the pairings that document the creative exchange. So basically, what had happened was when we paired them, we asked the artists that we identified to engage in with their partner, their elder, over a series of phone calls or Zoom calls to learn a little bit about them. And we give them some prompts and directives about how that might happen.
Yes.
And they then use that material to create a creative response to them. And sometimes that was a song,
yes.
sometimes that was an experience, sometimes that's a piece of writing,
okay.
and then they give it over to that particular person. So all of the creative exchanges were really rooted in getting to know the other person. So again, this kind of creative intimacy and socializing.
I'm sorry, we're running short on time, but we have to announce a couple of things, and that's fantastic. Veterans, listen to this. There's art therapy out there for veterans as well. And I actually live in Hyde Park, so you may see me over there on 51st. Oil painting is one of my hobbies. So, but I'm going to turn this over to our executive producer.